Morning, race fans, and welcome to Yardley, Pennsylvania.
We went to Talladega to do a little racing, drive 500 miles. My thoughts of embracing, speed around the oval, beating Junior and Santa.
Yeah, and it's cold in Talladega too. So, I was just watching something this morning. They were supposed to have the clash at Bowman Gray in North Carolina this week, which is kind of like, like Northeast is. Not this weekend. I really doubt it. So that storm's supposed to go right across North Carolina.
And they're not ready for winter weather.
No,
it seems like down there they think they're in the deep, warm South. And
yeah, I have a couple of friends down there that are like, I could make $1 million with a plow. And that only happens once or twice a year, so don't get all hoggy on that. But hey, we got Earl coming on here, and
Earl,
what's happening?
Good morning, gentlemen.
What's happening?
Good morning.
First, I want to apologize to you because I didn't text you last night because we couldn't come on to a Wide Open Wednesday. So
Yeah, Nick was otherwise involved.
yeah, I got the text this morning. I'm like, oh crap, I forgot that. So I forgot all about that stuff. But yeah, Nick's trucking snow from one side of Philly over to the docks, and then I guess they're dumping it in the river. So
Yeah, he was telling me about it last night. That's quite a production he's doing.
Yeah.
And that shows you how much snow there is when you have to take it out in a dump truck. Gee.
yeah, they said they had 100 loads going. So,
Oh, my gosh.
man, there's a lot of snow. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, we a lot of snow supposed to happen down in North Carolina this week too, and Bowman Gray's not going to get the clash in. It doesn't look like.
I tell you, I was listening this morning to the NASCAR updates, and at this point it's still on.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe our friend Joe Zalesic, Joe from Mayberry, down because he lives right down there.
Yeah.
Maybe he can call in with an update. So we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, at this point it's still on. But yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do because, as you mentioned, that snowstorm is coming right through there, and if the snow misses, it's so cold. It's supposed to be a high of like 24 there in Winston-Salem on Saturday. So it's going to be rough.
So,
But yeah,
I mean, hopefully
the same up here. So
hopefully these cars have heaters in them. I say facetiously.
But hey, we'll be racing this weekend up here indoors at Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the weather does. I'm indoors.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, for our listeners, this Friday and Saturday, and there's tickets available. The legendary Boardwalk Hall, right on the boardwalk, the former convention hall in Atlantic City. Not to be confused with the Expo Center. That's a little further in, out towards the Atlantic City Expressway. But Boardwalk Hall is right there on the boardwalk, and that's where we're going to have our indoor racing this weekend. TQ Midgets, also the Slingshots, and the Champ Carts, and as a added attraction on Saturday night, the micro sprints, the ones that race on dirt. We're actually going to have micro sprint racing as well. They're converting their micros over to run on pavement, or concrete in this case, on the floor there. So it's going to be quite a weekend. And racing starts at 7 o'clock each night with qualifying and then feature events. So come on out to Boardwalk Hall. See some racing on a cold weekend. It'll be nice and warm inside, and it's going to be great. First indoor race that we had there under Len Salmon's Productions. Len is the same one who promotes, of course, the motorsports show that we were just at last weekend, and he's the publisher of Area Auto Racing News. The first indoor race that we had at Atlantic City was 2003, and it's become quite a success. So look forward to being there again this weekend.
Yeah, it seemed like Allentown was
that. We'll be back in Trenton the end of February.
Oh, I'll be there.
With the indoor racing there at the Cure Insurance Arena. So plenty of racing, even though it's cold and snowy. Hey, we're racing.
Yep, it could snow all at once as long as we're inside. But
how'd you enjoy the motorsports show last weekend?
Yeah, I was going to say that we had a hell of a time at motorsports last Friday, Saturday. A lot of good things going on. Touch on some of the stuff that I missed because I was at my booth most of the time. Me and Nick.
Yeah, I heard you had a very nice conversation with legendary Kenny Bright.
Oh yeah, that made my whole weekend. It made my year because yeah, I posted that on Facebook too. Because I remember these guys Billy Osmond, Kenny Brightbill, Sammy Beavers. I can go on. Stan Plasky, all those guys. When I was like 8 or 9 years old, going through the pits after the race at Flemington, getting them all sign my autographs, and them just being so cool with me, being an 8-year-old kid or whatever, and then to come to me full circle and to get to interview Ken last weekend and
Nice.
And hang out with him, and he was just as gracious and just as forthcoming. Once you get him talking, he's fine. He's a little bit
He's a
hard.
great guy.
Yeah, hard starter, but he's once he gets going.
Great stories too. Yes.
Yeah, so that was really cool. I didn't want to let him know that I was 61 now, so. But he really looks good, and he said if he could race, he would. So,
Yes.
but he's getting up there too, and so I sent a copy out to my dad, who was a acquaintance of Ken's, and I also wanted to talk to Gerald Chamberlain, but he got sick there, so we couldn't hang out the whole time. But I would have liked to have had a nice conversation with him. But he was there for a little bit doing stuff, so that was cool.
Yeah, Gerald had a little health issue there at the show, and he's okay now. He was actually checked over at the hospital.
Yeah, Warren and Kate were right on it.
That's it. Ward Alston, who was chief starter at Wall Stadium, and he's also chief starter and safety director for the indoor racing I was just talking about. And he handles all the safety arrangements at the indoor events, and he's the on-site EMT at the motorsports show because of the amount of people who are there. And he was right there when Gerald fell ill, recommended that he go over to the hospital, which Gerald did. He was checked over and kind of released himself, and Gerald headed back to Everett, Pennsylvania, where he lives, and he's fine. And he actually said, "Hey, sorry that this had to happen, but I want to be back at the show next year, so look forward to that."
But we'd love to have him back, and I'd love to get a conversation with him next year. And,
that'd be great,
God willing. And it was a really good weekend all the way around. And the best thing that we've seen, and Nick and I really we were talking about this ever since, was the amount of young kids that are involved nowadays.
Yes.
And that is very, very heartwarming. So I mean, even kids that you wouldn't even think racing now, like 10, 11, 12-year-old. We had some great interviews, and how good they speak for being that age.
Absolutely.
So I couldn't do
you
it.
hear a lot of things that are negative about this next generation. We sound like old people, but no, there's so many young racers out there. They were there at the show with their families for the entire weekend. Again, these young racers are very articulate, very sensible, very personable, and they're very serious about their racing. And that's very positive indeed. And yes, you can see that next generation coming up. And a good example is over at Wall Stadium. The track had a big booth, a big display at Motorsport in preparation for April opening, new management at Wall Stadium this year. And so many very fine young drivers are competing at Wall Stadium. James Blewett, the son of Jimmy Blewett, he'll be racing modifieds again this year. Paulie Hartwig, who we've talked about so many times on this show, who will be racing this weekend at Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. He'll be racing a TQ midget and a slingshot. He's just a teenager, just turning 16, and he now has approval from the state of New Jersey to compete at Wall Stadium, his home state track, because he wasn't old enough until this year. And talked to Paulie there at the show, as I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
He is so happy now to be racing at Wall Stadium. And again, his dad, Paul, and mom, Lisa, and Bobby Geiger. Give a shout out to Bobby. He's the crew chief on that team. And for all the different divisions that Paulie's involved in, Bobby Geiger, who raced at Wall Stadium for many years as a driver, he turns the wrenches. He's a really talented guy, and it's going to be quite a team. And Paulie is not quite old enough to race a modified at Wall, at least for this year, but he'll be running in the Crate 602 Sportsman division. Okay. And you can bet he's going to be a contender. So, the sport's in good hands, absolutely.
Yeah, once he hits modified, I look forward to many good years of James and Paulie going at it. So, going at it on the track, not going at it. But
what's neat about Paulie and is that he races so well and wins on pavement and dirt.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if it's a modified, a speedster, a micro sprint, slingshot, whatever Paulie gets into, he brings it to the front. And again, that just shows his natural talent. First saw him race years ago at Trenton and the indoor races in a quarter midget. He was like 5 years old, and you could see right there how much of a talent he was, natural ability, and it really shows. So now he is a elder statesman teenager at 16 and getting ready to compete at Wall Stadium, so that's great.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we had great conversations with Pete and Shannon Monjo. They came over to the booth. Pete's always a ball of energy. Had a lot of fun. Good interview.
That's Pete Miletto.
Pete Miletto, the new
racing operations at Wall.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it was really good to hear some of the tracks that are still going to be operating, and hopefully New Egypt is going to be one of them. We're still holding out hope there.
Yes.
But Pete was there. We talked a lot about what was going on at Wall. It's going to be a great year. I can see it coming. Nick and I are happy to be involved, with that with you guys as well, as best as we can. And also, we had a nice conversation with the manager and owner of Georgetown down in Delaware.
Very good. Yes, Chad Cathell.
Yes. Yeah, we had him on there, and what they're doing down there is just amazing. And they got a lot of new stuff, putting a lot of money in there, so making it a real event. Everything that we've been talking about on like Wide Open Wednesday, and the positivity, and what I've been talking about here, he's already on it. And
yes.
I'm like, wow, I'm going to have to go down to Georgetown. It's a long ride for me, but because it's like Nick says, whenever you think you're at Georgetown, you still got another hour to go because it's down there.
That's I've been to Georgetown. It's been a while, but it's a long ride, and yet it's not a difficult ride.
Right.
You just get on Route 1 heading through Delaware, and pretty much follow that until you get to Route 113, not 13, but 113. And just travel through that. It's a real nice countryside through there, and you can run into summertime shore traffic because there's the Delaware beaches, but it's not a bad ride, and it's actually relatively easy to get to, and it's worth it because, like you say, Chad's doing a great job down there. Same idea as Wall Stadium, what they're doing. It's entertainment. It's a racetrack first, but it's also entertainment, a night out for the family. And by all means, Georgetown, I believe it's 3/8 of a mile, the measurement of the track. Semi-banked, again, excellent racing, a lot of history. The track's been there since the 1960s. Very historic place for racing, and great competition. So, highly recommend it. If you want to go to a nice track in the middle of the summer, do some traveling, head to Georgetown, Delaware. You won't be disappointed. The other track down there, which is excellent, it's had a number of names over the years. There's actually two more. US 13, which is Delaware International. It's right on the Maryland-Delaware line, right on Route 13. They run modified and late model racing there. And also Middleford Speedway, Middleford, Delaware.
We had him on there too.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, Rick Rexford is the promoter, and they're doing a great job. So a lot of positivities, and it's going to be a great year.
Yeah. So what I'm hoping is somebody that's interested in, in New Egypt, sees the model that these guys are putting in place, and realizing that making the racetrack an event, not just a race, is what you have to do nowadays. Back when we were kids, you could just go and watch racing and be happy about it. But with the technology and everything, and just the generations, and if you want to call it progression of people evolving, you have to do something different than what we've done before. So if somebody can take over New Egypt, bring in some of those ideas, I think they have a really good situation on their hands.
Well, another good example of that is Bridgeport, which again had a big display at the show, the red carpet, as it were, getting into the Bridgeport booth. They have that racing movie called Pony, which is debuting this year. It's a movie about auto racing. That's the theme of it. And it's a fictional movie, but they did all the filming at Bridgeport Speedway with drivers like Billy Pouch Jr. actually being extras, if you will, in the production of the racing. You know, that they actually use racing footage with guys like Billy Pouch during events, you know, being interspersed into the movie. And as you saw there at the show, they had a red carpet type arrangement, like a movie premiere in their booth. It was very eye-catching. And that's their idea, too. You know, it's just like entertainment. You know, and Bridgeport's got it going, too. They're a great place to go.
Yeah, we had Doug on, and he's got some new ideas he's implementing.
Doug Rose, yes.
Yeah, Doug Rose was with us, and he's got some new ideas, and they've had it going on pretty good for a while. I enjoy going down there. But it looks like what he's going to come up with this year is even going to be above and beyond what he's done before. And everybody should make the time to hit a racetrack. Yes. So I'm not going to say you're going to be hooked, but you're going to be entertained. And you may get hooked, like we all have. But there's some really good things going on in 2026, and we want to keep it rolling.
Yeah, we're going to be covering here on Thursday mornings on WBCB and on Wide Open Wednesdays. So we're going to be very busy. Plus we have Earl's Time Capsule coming up.
We got another episode coming up. We'll finish up East Windsor Speedway, and I got a whole bunch of. Doug McGill gave us some stuff.
He's a great guy, Doug.
Yeah,
yes,
he gave us some programs for Flemington, and Nick's got some East Windsor and New Egypt, and we'll get together and we'll put that all together. I forget his name. Jeff gave Mark I forget his last name, but Jeff gave Mark Yapel a flash drive of everything from like 1910 to up to
Jeff Hardifer.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Yes,
so
he's a gentleman who, you know, you always want to recognize. Jeff is a real historian of New Jersey racing. Has gone above and beyond doing archive research through old newspapers, you know, township newspapers for long lost tracks in New Jersey. And he's also a very interesting historian when it comes to towns. We were talking to Jeff at the show last weekend, and he was saying he'll travel to long lost towns, like where a town was in New Jersey, some of these factory towns that are long gone, and he'll go to where that town was and just kind of check it out. It's kind of neat. He's a great guy, Jeff Hardifer. I have to have him on the show sometime.
I'm going to have to get him.
Must be pretty good to be an interesting historian. That's kind of an oxymoron.
Yes. Well, I got this flash drive. I'm going to have to let you look at it, Earl, and I'll give it to you when we have lunch at the Flying Pig one day. And
hey, sounds good.
I had to get that in there. I got Nick on the other line, so I'll have to pay my penance here as soon as we answer.
All right.
All right, Earl, I'll talk to you.
Great talking to you guys. Take care. Have a good one.
All righty.
Nick's up.
Yes.
Gentlemen!
There he is.
What's happening, fellas?
Where?
What's up, Snowman?
Oh, yeah.
He's talking
The snow ain't going to be gone until July of next year.
Yeah, there's enough. Woof.
I don't want to see any snow at all anymore. I'm done with it.
I hear that.
But yeah, just doing what we do, moving the snow, trying to get it out of places where it doesn't need to be. So, but other than that, we're good. And that was Rich Pratt that gave us all the programs.
Oh, Rich, okay.
Rich Pratt Senior gave us all them programs, Joe.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, got stuff out here last night. Didn't get done till 7:30, so that kind of put an axe on Wide Open Wednesday. But we'll be back stronger than ever.
Oh yeah.
Give a preview of what we did at Motorsports, and of course, as always, you had to, you have to rescue my wife today, Fred. I appreciate that.
Yeah, as soon as I can get out there, I got a couple things I have to do this morning. I told her, I said, I'm not sure when I can get there, but I'll get there. So.
Yeah, she's pulling her hair out because she had a couple jobs today, and she feels like she's disappointing the people. So.
Well, this kind of stuff happens, so they'll have to get over it. And yesterday was my day for disappointing people.
I hear you. I don't know how that could ever happen. You disappoint somebody, but no, I you hit on all the bases there with Bridgeport and Delaware and Wall Stadium. I mean, we had all the owners on. They're all doing the right things, and that's hopefully, like you said, somebody gets to New Egypt and they do the same premise. It's not rocket science. It's entertainment, and you gotta do what you gotta do. So hopefully somebody will do that, and we'll be in good shape. So.
Yeah, hopefully now that we got past a few of these things, that somebody that's interested gets a hold of the current owner, and we can get things worked out pretty soon. I mean, this year might be a little tough, so they're going to have to do something different, but we're still holding out hope to have a full run.
Well, you check a couple of the other schedules the tracks have, and you know that they're going to be off that time. Maybe you get a couple shows in a month, and then next year you go at it full force, and you do what you got to do. It's just,
Yeah.
Even Doug Rose told us you can't just do it with racing anymore. You got to do other things. If you're just going to run a racetrack and run races, you're not going to make it. And and that's where Fred Balsing is at right now. He's just tired of doing it. After 19 years, he's willing to give it to somebody else. He wants to keep it a racetrack. So hopefully somebody out there is listening with a pocket full of money. They'll do what they did at Wall, and we'll have all three of our tracks back, and we'll be in good shape.
And of course, you and I will be at them all, and trying to make sure that they all get the people out and keep everybody entertained and everything like that. Because I love being a part of this stuff. So.
Oh yeah, we do the drag racing, we do the circle racing,
Maple Grove.
We're addicted to racing. Yep. So
wherever anything's going fast, that's where we want to be.
Exactly.
So.
All right, Fred, I'll let you go.
All right, we got NASCAR Nick in the wings here, so we have to get him on.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All righty.
All right, thanks, Fred.
All right, we got NASCAR Nick on the other line. What's going on, Nick?
Yes, indeed.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, I saw a picture of you today driving an 83.
Yeah, that was...
Was that Dave Sperlin? Yeah.
Coming out of turn 4 and, looking at that car with that little tiny pony tire on the left front. Jeez.
Oh, yeah. That was back in the day.
Yeah, that car didn't last long, but it was fun doing that.
Why? What happened to it? May I ask?
Well, I was going down into turn 1 in a Consi on the third lap, and so the first 3 cars were pretty tight, and I got tapped in the back end by somebody. And my car made a left-hand turn to the inside wooden wall, and I did like 12 end-over ends and spent 3 days in the hospital, and the car was destroyed.
Well, that'll do it. Well, sorry to bring that up for you, but
actually, so the whole car was scrapped except for the engine. I had a 302 Chevy in that, and I actually sold that to Rob Leifsinger from Rob's Telling.
Oh, okay.
Rob bought that engine from me. Yeah.
Cool.
I should have kept that thing. The 302 was a rare Chevy engine, but anyway.
Yeah, I had a couple. Usually in Camaros, but not in race cars.
Yeah.
But they were actually very versatile engine to build up a little bit. So you can.
It was a strong running engine.
You can bore them out a little bit, go 60 over, make them like a 313, 312, and they would go good.
Yep.
So what's new on the NASCAR side other than Bowman? Snowman Gray. That's a new name. Snowman Gray.
Yeah, Snowman Gray. Well, you know what? For the weekend, on Friday, 35% chance of snow, temperatures from 20 to 32. On Saturday, 80% chance of snow, low of 14, high 22. And on Sunday, if they have the race, it starts at 8:30, and it's going to be the low is going to be 10 degrees.
Yeah, no.
So there's a really, really good chance that it's not going to happen. But they're looking at postponing it to the following week, which is Super Bowl Sunday.
Okay.
So
I wasn't watching the Super Bowl anyway, so maybe I'll tune in.
Yeah, there you go. So watch the race on. I think it's going to be on Fox. So
okay.
But anyway, the season starts with Bowman Gray with the Clash, and so that track, it's a quarter mile flat track. It's like a high school running track, and they're going to have 23 cars start, and the horsepower, they're going from 670 horsepower up to 750 for tracks that are a mile and a half and under and road courses. So they're going to have 23 cars with 750 horsepower on a quarter mile track.
Yeah, I was going to say, wow. Wow.
Yeah, so they'll be lapping cars after the 5th lap.
Yeah.
They'll
be leaving horsepower on the track because you're not going to need all that.
Yeah, they'll be trading some paint for sure. So,
yeah.
You talk about the Darlington stripe, you're going to have the Bowman Gray scratches or dents or whatever.
Well, it already is a fist fight, like WWE wrestling down there. I can only imagine what's going to happen after that. So.
Yeah. So they're going to have the heats and the heats in qualifying on Saturday night, and then the last chance qualifiers, the consies, basically on Sunday, whatever Sunday it's going to be, probably next Sunday. Mm-hmm. But the race starts at 8:30 at night, so it's definitely a made-for-TV event.
That's for sure.
So
I'm a race fan, but sorry, nope, not sitting out in 10 degrees. So
yeah, really.
Well, hopefully they have heated fire suits and stuff.
Heated fire suits too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then in 17 days you have the 68th running of the 26th Daytona 500. Mm-hmm. That's the day after Valentine's Day. Everybody knows what day Valentine's Day is, so it's my wife's favorite holiday. So the race will have 40 cars plus Jimmy Johnson as a provisional. We'll start the 500. So they have 8 cars that have to race for 4 positions. So 36 teams, and which means you have 36 cars that are going to qualify through the charters. 4 open spots. So 8 cars are running for those 4 open spots, and some of them. Corey LaJoie is going to be in a Roush Fenway car, number 99. First time the 99's been on the track in years. So Corey has a good chance of that. So the favorites for the 8, Corey LaJoie in the RFK car, Justin Allgaier in the JR Junior Motorsports, Chris Stapleton, number 40, which we love that car.
That's my favorite car, all the way across the board.
Yeah, Corey Haim's going to be in the 2311 car. That's the Michael Jordan-owned car with Denny Hamlin and Chandler Smith. They're the favorite 4 of the 8. Other than that, you have Anthony Alfredo, B.J. McLeod, Casey Mears, and J.J. Yelly. So cars will be going home. Another important thing that just came out a couple of days ago is that for the chase, it's not playoff anymore, but the chase, the Charlotte Roval is now out of the chase. So all the chase events are going to be on ovals, no road courses.
Good, because that track.
So there are 4 road course races during the regular season: Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Watkins Glen, Coronado, which you like that place. That's out in San Diego.
Yeah, it's warm.
And then Sonoma. But in the chase, there will be no road course events, strictly ovals. Mm-hmm. So 16 drivers have 10 races to get as many points as they can for the championship. So let's see what happens with that. And then just real briefly here, Tony Stewart's going to be in the truck in Daytona, first time since 2005. Travis Pastrana is also going to be out there. Stuart Friesen had the big block out for testing at the dirt car at Friends Speedway in North Carolina. That was pretty successful.
Yeah, nice to see him back out.
Yeah, and he'll be in the 52 truck. Caden Honeycutt, who drove for him last year at the end of the season, he'll be in the number 11 truck that won a championship last year. And there's more to talk about, but I think we're out of time. So,
yeah, we're just getting ready to wrap it up. I'm getting the swirly motions from Chris, so we're going to have to wrap it up here. We'll continue it next week as we get closer to Daytona. We'll have more to say.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot, guys, and we'll talk soon.
All right, Nick.
Take care.
All right, thanks.
Good. All right, I'll see you. Okay, bye.
But, so we'll be talking about Daytona that's coming up and everything else, and we'll keep it going for next week. I want to thank everybody for listening. Stay as warm as possible. I'm not just going to stay warm, because it's impossible. Just do the best you can. Keep your windshields clean. Keep the roofs of your vehicles clear. And